morning, everybody. Now we're gonna get to the Tachlis after we made those two videos, which were both not too bad. But let's look about this. Deuteronomy 13, chapter 13, verse 2. Very important verse. This is the answer. Oh, now I remember what the other thing was. I was talking in another video. So the Galach asked me, do you have any doubt? Whatever. He said when we get to Olam Haba, one of us is going to say you're right. Now he didn't say it the way that this other story goes. So Rabbi Soloveitchik, he tells the story. He tells us he's sitting with the Bishop of Boston, and the Cardinal, I guess who he was, and the Cardinal said, my days are numbered, Rabbi, but there's one thing I'm looking forward to. When we get to the next world, I'm going to see, were we right or were you right? That's what he said. So that's not what this friend of mine said. He said one of us is going to say to the other, you were right. He didn't express in a meaning of doubt. And I have no doubt about mine, and he has no doubt about his. And only one of us is right, and we're the ones who are right. But still, we could be friends or whatever. And I didn't want to offend him, because I think our apologetics are very strong, and but I want to be polite, but we're 100% right, and like the Kotzker said, 99% truth is still 100% false, right? Truth has to be 100% or it's not truth, and the Torah is the truth, and I remember Bishop Fulton Sheen, he always said, some of these other religions, they might have 50% of the pie, 90% of the pie, and he thinks his has 100%. We know ours has 100%, but the point is, since you have 99%, it's still 100% sheker. That's what the Kotzker said. Alright, still, sof, the reason why Bishop Sheen brought that up was he was talking about how in the Catholic Church they have a lot of respect for certain pagan authors like Aristotle and Plato and Socrates. Socrates didn't write anything, but at least not what we have, But Plato and Aristotle, the students and the students, they certainly wrote a lot. We have their writings, and Bishop Sheen wanted to say that in the East, you want to bring Chinese people to the church, right? So he doesn't see what's the problem if they have Aristotle and Plato as part of somewhat the canon of what the church fathers were drawing out of to find wisdom and philosophy. So why not Confucius and Lao Tzu and Gautama, the Buddha? So the easy answer for us would be, well, we're not accepting Aristotle either, but the truth is it's not true, because the Rambam did. Alright, so we're going to say the Rambam was controversial when it came to those things. And so when we learn the Rambam, we learn the Mishnah Torah, and we don't learn, and certainly that's the Breslover approach, is that we learn the Mishnah Torah and we don't learn the Moreh Nevuchim, right? But other Chatzeros, obviously, they learned also the Moreh Nevuchim. So, Elu ve'elu divrei l'Kim Chaim. But sof kol sof, we have to still have the recognition of what's truth and what's false. And so Chazal explained it in a way like this: Yesh Torah ba'amim al tamim, Yesh chochma ba'amim tamim. If someone tells you that there is Torah, there's revealed religion among the Gentiles, you don't believe that. If someone tells you there's wisdom among the Gentiles, that you believe. And so the wisdoms could still be 100% false in the Kutzker sense. You have to have a Gemara cup. You have to know how to split hairs with these things. That on one hand, we can be mishtamish in that chokhmah, and one thing you should know, when the Gemara says chokhmah yavanis and the Isra on chokhmah yavanis, there was a prohibition against would if you would translate it literally, Greek wisdom. So people think that means Aristotle or Plato. So if that's the case, why is the Rambam learning Aristotle? So the Parshas explain, and it's obvious from the context of the stories of how Chochmas Yavanis was prohibited. That Chochmas Yavanis is not Greek philosophy, but rather the Greek sign language, and that's the whole story there, and that there was a reason why that people got hurt because they were communicating with the sign language. That's the thing. So anyway, we didn't even start what we're saying. Let's finish this story and we'll make another video. So Rabbi Soloveitchik, he said that when the bishop, the cardinal, whoever it is, said this to him, he said he lost all respect for him. Because here you have one of the princes of the church, somebody who's one step away from being a pope, right? Theoretically, potentially, and he is not sure, are the Christians right or are the Jews right? But you ask the simplest Jew in Brisk, who he davens 3 times a day, whatever, but maybe he can't really, make a pilpul on the Tosfos, but he learns some Shnayas, You ask him, do you have a Havamina maybe? Do you have a doubt that maybe, those guys in the church are maybe they're right and we're wrong? He would spit on the ground and chas v'sholom, what kind of... So obviously we believe that for our things. So I guess we would expect that they would believe that for their things. That's what Rabbi Soloveitchik said, that he lost all respect for this bishop, for this cardinal. I don't remember who it was. This is someone who was a great scholar in their faith and wrote many books that became standard, and yet he had a doubt about his own faith. For us Jews, there's no doubt. Our apologetics are so clear. They're so obvious. And not only the apologetics, but the experience. So, I know Rabbi Weinberger, who told us this story, he's not a fan of apologetics. And I know a lot of the other Hasidic thinkers, they prefer to go to the emotional route. The problem is, though, this priest I was talking to yesterday, who didn't express a doubt, he just said one of us is going to say the other's right. I'm sure he's sure that he's going to be the one who's going to tell me that he was right. And but then he told me, "But you're a pious man, Rabbi. We'll meet each other in heaven." That's what he said to me. I said, "I'm not so pious, but but I try, but I fail a lot, and I'm going to try a little bit more." It's interesting. I was very inspired in a very simple way yesterday, going by Samarov's yard site. I didn't, and now today's Spinker Rebbe's yard site, Tusher Rebbe's yard site. Tomorrow's Rav Palm's yard site. Then Shabbos is the old Glenner Rebbe's yard site. A lot of yard sites. Last week was the Belzerov and Big Tzadikim from the recent times, all the yard sites now, Elul starts a little early. Of course, Elul starts soon. Monday is Rosh Chodesh, Sunday and Monday, Rosh Chodesh Elul. Anyway, I've done a lot of Averis this year. I have to do tshuva for, and I had the biggest service from tshuva right now, and I hope I'm able to be better. Take it one day at a time. Make it through Elul, trying to haltzich ehrlich. So anyway, but we understand. We hope that the other people are as convinced of their things as we are of ours. But if people were presented with our apologetics, they would come to recognize that it's how. And I don't mean this in a supremacist way, but the truth is that our faith is superior to any other. And even and this one of my rebbeim, he said like this. He said, instead of dealing with missionary